Hi, hello, and welcome to the Consularship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today, and I was sent to deliberate the findings for it's a channel reading, let's just call it that. Although I do have a few ideas about what could be going on. Um, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Go ahead and smash that like button. Vertex of Abundance is a galactic temple of ascension, delivering sacred messages from behind the veil. If anything resonates deeply with you, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. We'll be deliberating the findings from the This Might Hurt Tarot. That's Isabella Rotman. Oh, excuse me. We will be imposing the guidance from the basis of the reading will be Isabella Rotman's This Might Hurt Tarot. We will impose. Okay, I can English. I speak of the English. Clearly, we have Strigeria Benedelia going on. We will be imposing the guidance, the basis of the reading from the This Might Hurt Tarot. We will be deliberating the findings, any kind of clarifying energy from the Vibe About It Tarot. The Vibe About It Tarot's Pop of Love Oracle. That's only if there's love. Now it gets into the nitty gritty, even, peripheral love. And then any type of pairings, we will be deliberating from the Minor Arcana by Lillian Lazenby's Cosmic Coven. That's published by Ripe Avocado. And then any type of corresponding or combinatory energy will be via Sibylla's by Los Carabello. Okay, so again, we will be imposing the guidance, the basis of the reading by This Might Hurt Tarot. And it's the full tarot deck, of course. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of energy here. And I did want to do an open reading. It doesn't seem to be going that way. Right now, it's a season of if I announce or if we announce, it's going to go slightly askew. And I realize that it's God's plan, God's protection. So God is generator, operator, destroyer, it's source, God, creator energy. We're in this chosen spot and it's being protected. So we had three pop out. Some kind of energy is expanding. It's taking on a form. Something is synthesizing as well. Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Justice card. So some type of ruling or truth is coming out. I'm hearing that Diana Ross song. I'm coming out. I know there's another version. I don't know if it was Biggie or whatever. I like both versions. Faith Hill, Faith Evans. Not Faith Hill, I apologize. Faith Evans. I love both of them. All three of them. Diana Ross, though, is my favorite. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Do, 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 do. Yeah, I'm hearing the. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it. The Diana Ross version. Okay, Eight of Wands, Ace of Swords, Justicia, the Justice card, and then Ten of Cups. We said Strigeria Benedelia, that's a little bit of, witchcraft or spiritual projection, energy manipulation. Excuse me, energy projection, spiritual manipulation. That is happening right now. There may be somebody may have their descendant or Mercury in Libra. To a lesser degree, it can be the nodal axis, but I don't want to say that right now because what I'm really getting here is that the energy is working itself through enough for things to start moving quickly or showing some kind of corresponding result, even if it's not a full completion. Because the thing that's completed is where this energy goes. For energy to come in, especially money, there needs to be a channel of receipts. Even like if you're getting clients, if you're getting a job or whatever, like there needs to be a clear creation energy and a clear receipt energy. And receipt just means how is it going to come through? If you're at home and you're going to get to work, how do you get to work? You take the streets. Sometimes it involves a freeway. You hear them saying, and there may be a couple different routes to get there, but if all the roads are closed, if all the if there's the streets are closed off or something like that, there's how are you going to make it from point A to point B? So I'm hearing that the destination is very clearly situated. The starting place has been where we've only known what is going on, but somehow the journey in between, that is becoming more known. That's making itself known. We're beginning to understand more aspects of that. Justice is moving more swiftly right now, is another way of saying this, because there's some type of return. Mainly a homecoming. Ten of Cups is a homecoming. It's also the eternal kingdom, heaven, or basically the heavenly beings. I can talk a little bit about ancestry and paternity. Here it'd be Teheria Chambasi, so it would talk more about like Oshun children or the exalted benevolent ancestors or the ancestors that kind of go to spiritual court on our behalf. It's also, I'm hearing grandma. And I'm hearing Benedelia. So if we are a descendant of, healers, practitioners, Rega, um, Benedelia, it's here. Like the good witches in our clan, the good witches in our line, they're doing something. They've been standing kind of out of front, like a war front, at the front of war for a long, long time. Some of them have even perished for this moment. And it might be a couple generations, it might be even up to 10 generations. I'm hearing 13. So the last 13 generations have been waiting for this moment. It's the good witches, though, the Glindas, you know, the white Yami, Aja, the Blanquitas, not the Brujas, but the Curanderas. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. The Seven of Wands, there's some type of protection as that. Nine of Cups, Five of Wands, Tower card. Yeah, so I'm gonna go keep going, but what they're talking to me about, oh, and bless you. Hola, Paplandio. Gracias, Señor. Just thank you for your love and your kindness and your caring and your protection and your great effulgent light. Thank you for the wombs that we descend from, the body that we inhabit, the ground we walk on. Thank you to all those who have come before us, who walk beside us, who lay beneath us, who stand behind us, all those known and unknown, lost in the seas of time, all those named and unnamed, trapped somewhere in the matrix. Ha'anapanapana, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. I love the serenity prayer. Grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Honestly, that prayer really deeply resonates with my being and my soul. I have no problem saying that in any place, time, or dimension, even if it's slightly inappropriate. Um, I'll say the closing prayer of merit at the end. That's for the cross watcher and the unhealed, unawakened. But this is just to Papa Bandio, the great spirit, source, spirit, creator, God. I just want to honor and praise because I feel the spirit. So I'm going to keep going, but what I got already is that there's a little bit of a, it's more of a demon that follows the family. And it's because our DNA, our bloodline, it puts out this certain type of frequency, energy vibration, very Suki Stackhouse kind of situation. And for some reason, something's about to be flung off and it ain't getting back. Four of Wands. Did I say the last? I did. Seven of Wands, Nine of Cups, Five of Wands, Tower. I'm hearing the Il Torre, Il Torre. Yeah, so we're breaking free of some kind of Wuchukuchukumbaya lullaby or some brujeria rakaka, abracadabra. It's one of the two. So there might be some drunken stupor that we inherited because it's conditioning and programming, or some type of aggro energy that kind of follows around certain children of the family line that we're born into, whether we know our family of origin or not. Some of us do end up in foster care or adoption or whatever, and we're not always closely connected to our family of origin, our bloodline of origin, but said bloodline or family of origin does still carry a vibration, a frequency, a signature that a certain type of entity, energy, does like to stalk or go after, because certain bloodlines have certain sins that they're more, you know, predicated to. And the sin really is just means like there's a certain manifestation that there's a certain song that our vibration will sing when it's born underneath the moon, when it incarnates in the terrestrial plane. So sin is basically a version of saying sine wave. I don't need to get too technical or alchemical here. Um, it just like, like some people go to food, some people go to sex, some people go to greed, some people go to envy. That it depends on how your blood sings, what kind of song that you like. And I'm saying sing song because it's a vibration. So there's a demon here, Justice card with the Five of Wands, and it's looking for a target that is aligned with it, not just any target. Page of Pentacles is tribute. Page of Wands it needs to fit. It's a very specific script there. It's a very specific. The Four of Wands, Six of Cups, Page of Wands, Hangman. High Priestess, Lovers. Ooh, somebody might have their moon in Gemini, Sun in Gemini too. High Priestess, Lovers, Sun card, King of Swords. I just said, did I not just say Sun in Gemini? Or Sun in Libra. King of Swords with the Justice could be Sun in Libra or Capricorn rising. King of Swords with the Lovers card could be Sun in Gemini or Virgo rising. Now we have the Sun and Gemini, we have the Sun and Libra. So it's most likely Gemini Sun, Libra Sun, and not so much Virgo or Capricorn rising. To bring that back around, we would need the Temperance or the Tower card. So we have a double reading here. Because there's something that's been following the bloodline. And we're being recognized as a child of the divine or as a child of God or the innocent. I don't understand why the word God has so much adversity to it. The God of the Bible and God, source creator, is not the same thing. A lot of times we're conditioned and programmed, and what gets triggered is some type of conditioning. And then in that way, I do understand. We have unhealed aspects of ourselves, not necessarily unawakened. Typically, we dislike something when we have awakened. That's a power move. You have to grow a little bit of distaste in your mouth in order to find strength and move on, carry on, walk forward, leaving something behind. That's actually a survival mechanism. And it's not always a negative, like toil and trouble survival mechanism. It's a standing in one's power. But God is an elevated, evolved concept because when we leave the third dimension, when we leave terrestrial Earth, when we leave the place of the colonizer controller, I'll be honest, God does exist in the rest of the universe, but not as we know it. And it's not called God, and it's not a being as we think of it. Because there's a God and there's the God. The God is really source creator. There is a source of all that is, all that wasn't, all that ever will be. It's not as in the rest of the universe, it's not as God is here. That's a construct, it's a creation. Because God really means the being that animates the vessel, the vehicle. So the universe is a type of vehicle, the planet is a type of vehicle, the solar system is a type of vehicle, the galaxy is a type of vehicle. There's also star systems, those are types of vehicles. And then as we incarnate into a body, there's something called a primal soul. But believe it or not, one primal soul times 12 is an oversoul. So there's a couple few things that we don't understand here. Feelings are a vehicle, thoughts are a vehicle as well, and so is the conscious-based experience, which is actually the primal soul itself. There's oversoul too, as I just said. So I just talked about 9 different vehicles. Do you hear what I'm saying? And God animates a vehicle. That's the true definition of God. As we talk about God down here on earth, or the God of the Bible as we've been led to believe or understand, there's actually source. And the God of the Bible is a lesser deity. I'd say that. I know that I get in trouble when I say that. My heart breaks often when I talk about the work here because there's just such a lack of knowing. There's such a misnomer, and it would pain me greatly to perpetuate that. So one must stand in their truth, and that's just the thing. I am a mighty lion. I do have Mars and Leo. Courage up, a lion. So speak the truth even when your voice shakes, despite the consequences. That's a true warrior. We fight to the end, no matter what, even if we know that there's certain ensured defeat. Even if we act knowing that there's a loss around the corner, it's the principle. So, I mean, it's fascinating that we talk the way that we do, or that I'm saying what I'm saying, because we have the King of Swords and the Sun card. That is about truth, being out in the light, being out in the open. We have the word honesty, and then comes transparency, and then comes vulnerability. So, honesty is speaking facts, things as they actually are in reality. And then we have transparency, which might also incorporate how we got to the situation, or what we're going to do with the information that we have, or basically what we're planning to do. And then vulnerability is also saying what we feel about the situation, or letting another person come inside and witness, experience the situation. 8 of Wands leading into the Ace of Swords, there's some truth coming, and justice is coming either into karmic balance or some kind of alignment with the 10 of Cups. It's going to be about the eternal beings or the eternal kingdom. We have also the 5 of Wands with this Justice card that talks about, instead of the word criminals, we move into the word demons. Do you understand what I mean? Because this Justice card is clarified by the Sun card, which means something has to be recognized, basically either being a child of God, or children of God, or somewhat pure innocence. Things as they actually are, factually are appearing in reality, not somebody's warped view of reality, but the absolute reality. Absolute reality is a word for when we get to each higher dimension, when we get to each higher vibration, as they terminate in the very end. And that's the antithesis of this channel, the synthesis of this channel. We have vortex, which is an apex of a certain type of cycle. Then we have a vertex, which is where all vortices terminate. So the pinnacle of all pinnacles, the apex of all apexes, the summit of all summits. Okay, so I don't know why this is relevant, honey. I'm just spitting bars. I'm just reading cards. So we have this 8 of Wands High Priestess here. The cycle is beginning to make itself known. We're beginning to understand what this writing on the wall is. We have this 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands. The protection is amping up. Whatever is going on is carrying on. We're going to know why and what the why and the what has been and what it is and for what reasons. I know I'm using a lot of the same words, but there's meaning behind it. I'm doing my very best to decode what's going on. Basically, we're going to have, I don't know. Basically, we're going to have the light at the end of the tunnel. That's what the death card with the moon means. Because King of Swords Tower, there's something being recognized, and all the alerts or all the warnings, all the intuitive nudges, they're letting us know what's up. They're speaking up for themselves. The intuition, the gentle nudges, the instincts, they're all kind of standing in formation and nodding their head either in agreement or sucking their teeth at us saying like, hey, and we are dealing with the Gemini Sun and the Libra. There's a Gemini and a Libra here. Now it says whatever the Libra energy is, even if it's not the Libra, this Libra energy is creating some type of conflict, but it doesn't always need to be that they are a conflict. Oftentimes it does. There's probably a karmic lesson with this Libra energy. Something might be being repelled, meaning it doesn't fit and you can't make it fit. You can't, if the key doesn't fit in the hole, you just can't open the lock kind of deal. This Gemini energy, regardless if it's the Gemini or not, because we do have a Gemini and a Libra here. For those who don't have a Gemini or Libra, it would be a Virgo or Capricorn rising instead of the Gemini or Libra. But if you can spot the Gemini, if you can spot the Libra, it's them. And usually it's a little bit more negatable, but it's the full energy for both of them. If we just have the King of Swords with the Lovers card, it could be either a Virgo rising or a Gemini sun. If we just have the King of Swords or the Justice card, it could be either a Libra or a Capricorn rising. But we have both. We don't just have the King of Swords. We also have the Sun. So the Sun card with the Lovers card means a Gemini Sun, confirmed by the King of Swords. The Sun card with the Justice card means a Libra Sun, confirmed by the King of Swords. So yes, of course, it can be the midheaven. And if we have a Gemini midheaven, or if we have a Libra midheaven, you can also have a Virgo rising. You can also have a Capricorn rising. But this force came hard and stood on business. I need to say it like that. So yeah, we're actually being chosen. We're also being redeemed. We're also being saved. But that's if we're deserving, if we were born of heaven, if our heart's still clean and pure. If we got combative, if we got, crunk and ghetto and hood and ratchet in our soul, maybe we might be left out here. If we've defiled ourselves enough where we're unwilling, unable to learn any types of karmic lessons anymore, and we'll just double down on stupid, or we'll double down on hard-headed, or we'll be ultimately defiant, because basically delayed obedience is disobedience. We might not be part of this collective awakening because things are falling as they should. Six of Pentacles. We're going to be saved or redeemed and eventually entering into new soul groups or new love. Full card with the Lovers card. Now, I was saying that we had some kind of Libra or Gemini sun. We also have a Libra or Gemini moon. And I gotta be honest, I know it could also be when you have a Libra or Gemini moon, you could also have For the Gemini moon, you can also have a Pisces rising. For the Libra moon, you can also have a Cancer rising. It's more so the Gemini moon or the Libra moon, because we also have the moon out. Like we have the sun out, the high priestess represents the moon. So it's more the Libra moon, the Gemini moon, than it would be the Pisces or the Cancer rising. That would be if we don't know who in our life is this Libra moon. If we don't know who in our life is this Gemini moon, okay, then consult who the Cancer or the Pisces rising is. They're going through some type of healing situation and we're being disappointed because we have to make some kind of change and the universe is allowing us just to be disheartened. Because there was some karmic lesson down here and we might have not been learning it. Not at all or in general, but fast enough. We might not have been getting with the program quickly enough. Because remember what I just said, baby doll? I don't know why I called you that, but that came through. Um, Delayed obedience is obedience, is disobedience. That's being reiterated. So ultimately, we've won or we're chosen. We've been selected for some kind of spot. It's going to require some things to fall away, maybe some illusion to fall away. Maybe we need to kind of burst the bubble a little bit so that we can take a little bit of a risk, because what we were attached to before was needing to feel safe, needing to have security, needing things to be fair. It was never going to be fair. You take out of life, you get out of life what you take out of life. And to be honest, the way that that kind of works is when you take a risk in life, you get rewarded in life. Now, not risk don't mean being foolish, and risk doesn't mean being frivolous, flippant, and flagrant, but it does mean to educate themselves, enrich the self, and then when called to expand the self, even when we don't know what that safety net is, because that's true faith as well. Knowing that God, source, creator energy is always going to kind of be there in some kind of way, especially when we're in alignment. And those times when we fall down to the ground, it's because it's correcting a lack of alignment. It isn't bad luck. Bad luck is a construct of either not being in alignment or having karmic retribution. Always, the universe is reaching out to help you. And sometimes it does come through a whoops upside the head, a little bit of a karmic lesson. So this other side is getting exactly what they need. This other side can be an entity, energy, ideology. I don't think so. It seems to be more our higher self. But it's interesting though that this higher self is in more of the dark, so the unrealized or the subconscious place. So it's talking about our true, genuine divinity. Now, to a very small degree, we are dealing with some other being. It would be inimical in its nature, adversarial to be precise. I am mostly getting, however, that it is this inner kind of demon, lower nature. So we have a 666, we have a pair of fives, we have a pair of pages, we have a king and queen of swords. This is why I'm saying Gemini moon and Gemini sun, Libra moon, and could we have a king and queen of swords? We have a pair of fours, a pair of fives, 666. And that's it. There's no other repeating. numbers here. And we have a 5 of Wands, but no 10 of Wands, which means it's not hellfire here. It's more of a karmic lesson. It's expediting karma so that we can also go towards this part of ourselves we're supposed to be in alignment. Tell me about this King of Swords with the Gemini energy. King of Swords and the Lovers, please. Some type of ending, transformation, certain friendships. We do have associations here with the Five of Cups and the Fool. We need to let go of certain energies, entities, ideologies. It's with the Queen of Swords. That would mean like, yeah, we're not going to be able to take everybody with us where we're going. We need to leave some people behind. When that door opens up, people who have been with us this whole time, not people who are only with us when it's convenient, can go with us. So I have a feeling, it doesn't say it here, but I'm getting this energy of we need to be careful about trying to cry over spilled milk and go back towards the past. If the future is opening up and asking us to move on, move forward, we need to do that. Tell me about this King of Swords with the Justice energy. Because that can be an actual judge, somebody practicing discernment, but it could also just be a Libra. So we might be fueling the flames of a conflict with the Libra. Said differently, we might also need to put to an end. Okay, I'm being corrected. For a long time, we've been having a conflict with somebody in their Libra energy. Now, ultimately, it was a karmic lesson, Five of Wands. However, it was long and protracted because this person was feeling combative and conflicted. Page of Wands, Five of Wands. They were feeling combative, feeling competitive, all the C's, crossing, conundrums, competition, karma, complications, even sometimes contestation, like contesting a job, contesting a will, contesting something that we were supposed to be rewarded. We were awarded this thing, Six of Wands in there in the Five of Wands energy. So they don't want to see us thrive. They don't want to see us win. They don't want to see us come up. They really want to breadcrumb or switch places. They want to move things around, tinker with things. And they've been in this energy for a long time of trying, of unwillingness to accept how things were for us, how things had fallen for us. They were only going to be happy seeing us disappointed and them having the advantage over us. It was never going to happen, though. And they were led to believe for a long time that they could get curry favor over to their side or that they could move things around to make it look like something. But honestly, it's going to get progressively worse for them and better for us because they did go around collecting currying favor, you know. They did go around recruiting flying monkeys. And ultimately that was let to happen by the universe so that we can be basically we were put into the fire to be tempered. We were put under all this pressure to come out like a diamond. It was character building and it sucks to hear that. You know, difficulty and hurtful experiences can go on so that we can learn a couple few things, but we're going to survive unscathed and this energy is going to completely decimate this person. But I do also want to say they were given the opportunity to not have this come back on them, to chalk it up to them being ignorant and unhealed, unawakened, and that's not what they did. That's not how they took it. They doubled down on stupid. They doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down, septupled down. You know, they kept coming back for more. And so whatever does happen is exactly what they get. It's karma. And what it is they're going to end up being one of the beings of purgatory, if not a demon. So, they clawed back some of this karma. I mean, they tried to do the best to reverse what they did eventually in the end, and that's not how it works. So they will have to pay for what they did, but it won't be as dire, but an eternity in hell is still an eternity in hell. We hear eternity in hell and it sounds like forever to us. Hell is a state of being, and eternity is only eternity if you're not in the body. It's really 4.32 billion years. And depending on what dimension that you're entering in, that could be the blink of an eye, or it could seem like an eternity. So that's really this person's fate. It's not all Libra energy. It really is, but especially here with this energy, it really means, though, a person who knew what they were doing and decided to do their own thing. The one that was feeling competitive, that was feeling combative, that was feeling contestable, contempt. So we got to do the same for the Libra moon and the Libra and the Gemini moon. So what is this Queen of Swords Justice card? So it was covetous. It was jealousy. They they really went around collecting currying favor, or trying to gain votes, or trying to have some justification for what they were doing. They went out into the world to enact some type of scheme, or find some type of discovery. Because literally, what I'm getting is, how is it that this person is chosen and I'm not? That's what I'm getting. How did this person, us? How did the collective? How did the seeker? How did we become what we are and they didn't? And it's because every time we come to Earth, we gain clarity, and they miss the boat. So we get a level up, we get a rank increase. When we come back to Earth to experience new things, then they come back to Earth to experience old things. And the times that we lose is because we're dealing with this person. So the people that the universe is asking us to leave behind in this life is because they've kept us behind before. Because we're trying to love on them, we're trying to take them with us where we're going, and they don't even want to see us at the top. Let's check into this Gemini moon energy here. The Queen of Swords, Lovers card. It's interesting for both the Queen of Swords with the Lovers and the Queen of Swords with the Justice card, the Gemini and the Libra energy, respectively. We have this long story. It wasn't a short little story. Um, so there's something really precious about being chosen. It's basically a union with the divine, where we get elevated, exalted. It's basically like being wealthy in the spirit. It's like being a celebrity in the spirit. And it's a very coveted position, so people go crazy to get there. Yeah, so this person's scheme is to move hell and high water in order to come on the map up as a chosen person, and they're not. We need to understand that we went through this experience to understand the value and the benefit of being who we are, which is chosen. When we leave the body and go back into the spirit, we assume a name under a story that's already told here upon the earth. Whether it's Indian tradition, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, You know, I'm hearing Mahadevi, I'm hearing Lalita, I'm hearing also Annapurna. So there's some cooking goddess, and or the Irish tradition, or the Norse tradition, or the, you know, whether our name is Hera, Adishakti, Freya, it doesn't matter. When we leave the body, when we go back into the spirit, we assume a mantle, we assume a role, we assume a title that's already spoken about here on earth. So we came across an energy that thought they were better than us. And when they looked into us and when they saw who we really, truly, genuinely are, because look, the people that are committed to being at odds with each other, they couldn't accept that, you know, we had something going on that they didn't, that we had been offered something that they weren't, that they in some way, shape, form, according to their perception, had lost to us. And so they're holding a grudge. But this grudge that they're holding, it 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 put them in this whole karmic cycle, and they refuse to learn that karmic cycle. So ultimately, at the very end, it turned out that they were just karmic in general. They incarnate upon the earth as a lesson for people to learn and not a blessing for them to experience. It's unfortunate for them because now the way that they look in the universe is that they're not here on a path to ascend and to grow. They're here on a path to teach lessons. That the service that they provide is an example of how not to be. And it doesn't matter what they want to tell themselves. It doesn't matter what they see when they look in the mirror. In reality, what they are is a story of caution. And when they come to that realization is when they can change, but that's still a big turn for them. Even though they've saved themselves from further consequence or whatever, it's only because they served their purpose. It's not because they learned their lesson. This is very true, but it's only a truth that one can see when they're highly vibrational, when they're favored, blessed, chosen, and anointed. Down on the ground, they can't see that. They need to be flying high, and they're not. Perhaps, just maybe, they will come back to themselves in this lifetime. Perhaps, just maybe, they will wake up in this lifetime. But right now, they've still yet to make it. This grand awakening is yet to take place for them. They haven't really met that throne of awakening yet. They haven't really evolved in their being enough. This whole thing has been vying for some spot, and they project an energy at us of, I don't know, because it doesn't work. But whatever energy they're projecting at us, we just transmute. And ultimately, this is just a combative person, a hater ass hoe is the language for that. Excuse my language, but that's what it is. So let's move into this pairings. We have a triple six. So this person is left out. They're not persona non grata, five of swords, disgraced. They're not unwanted, five of cups, undesirable. I mean, they're not unwanted, five of wands, undesirable, five of cups. They're untouchable, five of pentacles. They need to do, there's nothing that we can do for them. They need to do, they need to tap into their energy. They need to ask for help from the spirit. They're standing on the outside looking in. And part of that being on the outside is because they believe they're on the outside. They need to find something within them that's there already, and they're seeing everybody else have this thing that they think they don't have, but that's part of it. They think they don't have it, so they're never going to find it. Until they believe that God is alive in them, until they believe that there's light alive in them, until they believe that it takes all of us for any of us to get what we need out of here, they're always going to be at odds. Their problem is because of their belief, Five of Pentacles. It's thinking. So they're still yet to get this message. They're going to be the last to know, and they still think they're clever. I don't know what that's about. They think they're clever. Five of Wands with the Page of Swords. So we've secured our position, and also we're inaccessible to them. We've closed ranks when it comes to them. And again, the whole situation here is somebody has a clear understanding of what's going on, and it's not them. It's not them. What is this 555 here? Oh no, that was a 666. What is this pair of fives here? Oh, we're being told to go to the Four of Swords. So there's a double four here, Four of Swords and Four of Wands. So they're pinned down. Yeah, because we just got a double five. Unfortunately, they're going through some type of karmic lesson. They're still taking an L. Because God did choose them. They do have a calling on their life, but they won't step into it. They're busy looking at everybody else. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody has their own talent. One person's born a giraffe, one person's born a fish, one person's born a monkey, one person's born a gazelle. The fish cannot be jealous of the gazelle, because then the fish is forgetting what the fish has unique. They can breathe underwater. A gazelle is graceful and buoyant, and but it still has to worry about the lion every day. So they have this entitlement, which is creating obstacles and barriers for them. Nine of Wands, they're choosing to stay blind. Two of Swords, it's not that they don't know what the facts are. Two of Swords, they just don't like the facts. With the Two of Swords, the lesson is there. The answer won't change when the facts change. The answer will change when your feelings change, unfortunately. And this is where they need to mature. Okay. So until they get that precise, specific lesson, they will never manifest the King of Pentacles what they think they're supposed to be manifesting. So we read this down. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. This was a reading about a karmic lesson that's going on. We've mastered this lesson, but we also are still at odds with this person. We have the King and Queen, which means there is some type of union with this person. Unfortunately, it's a karmic one. They were born to be an example of how not to be, and they've served their purpose. So we're kind of done with them, but they're hoping that our path leads us to them. And it will, when we have our come up, we will be given a feast in front of them, because they serve as an enemy, but only because of the energy that they're inhabiting and they're carrying, to be honest. Ultimately, what this means is we will see them again in one day, but it won't be a battle. So we may have to wait an eternity for that to happen. Because we show up as the divorced couple. It's a karmic. They're karmic. They give us great big karmic lessons, and then tumultuous lives here. gets into trouble in various ways, plagued by depression and addictions, unstable childhood, very difficult time loving themselves and others. We've experienced so many similar things in our lives. I always thought I was the only one to have had this experience. I take comfort in knowing that you truly understand me. We have compassion for this person, but we don't necessarily have tolerance because they're unhealed, unawakened. They won't tune in, and it's willful. Desensitized. They keep doing things to not show up and remain present and participate. Emotionally attached due to fear of unwanted behaviors, feeling numb and suppressing the feelings through either drugs, alcohol, or some other addictive behavior. They're in a delusion. They're perpetuating some kind of false narrative. And we're miles apart. It doesn't necessarily mean that there's distance. There can be. It means that our vibrations are not the same anymore. What attracted us together has now repelled us. And we've had to leave them, meaning as much as we might want to support them, we have to take space. Until they acquire knowledge, they're going to feel ghosted. And honestly, ghosting them might be the thing that, and ghosting means here, unable to confront feelings or what they are feeling, wants to avoid conflicts, explanations, or self introspection, which is the truth. Convenient to run instead of facing each other's reactions. Okay. So this has been a message about a karmic relationship. We're still united in opposition, but on our end, we've mastered the lesson, so we're being let out pretty soon. While they are cementing in their fate, whether it's going to be a term in purgatory or having to reincarnate to learn this karmic lesson with another person. Ultimately, it's not our fault. It's not our problem. We fulfilled our part of the mission finally, because we've had several lifetimes before where they were the reason we had a mission unsuccessful when we went back to the divine and did our debrief. So it's been an honor and pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Just a dedication and merit to all those still lost out there to illusion, delusion, confusion, trapped in the seas of time, lost somewhere in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of the divine and unconditional loving universal oneness. We love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this life. May you be well, may you be happy, may you be whole, may you be at peace, may you receive everything you ever wanted, starting with what you deserve. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dhanava, anashe, sayonara, dasvidanya, arrivederci, buona sera, ciao, au revoir.